Hello, so this is the tutorial for Sentences by Mico, and I apologize it's taken so long to make. But to begin, you need to tune your guitar to drop D, so tune your low E string to D, down a whole step. So your open string should sound like this. And so once you have that done, let's get into the verse. So the first chord you need to make is a G major 7, and that's going to be with your second finger on the 5th fret of the 6th string, your third finger on the 5th fret of the 5th string, and your first finger on the 4th fret of the 4th string. So that should sound like this. And the picking pattern for this song is going to be 6 5 6 4 6 5. So it should sound like this. And faster, it's just going to be like. So you might want to practice that a bit, because make sure that you repeat the 6 5 when it does the repeat, because it's like 6 5 6 4 6 5 6 5 6 4 6 5 6 5 6 4 6 5. And so that's the picking pattern. And then the second chord you need to do is a D. So you just lift your second finger, so it's an open 6th string with the other fingers remaining in the same position. That's what it should sound like. And then your third chord is in A sus4, and it's a bit tricky to do. But so you keep your third finger where it is, then you move your first finger to the 2nd fret of the 4th string, and you put your pinky on the 7th fret of the 6th string. So it's a bit of a stretch, but that's what it should sound like. And so that's all the chords for the verse. You do the picking pattern for the first chord, the G major 7, 4 times. Then for the D, you do it twice, and for the A sus4, you do it twice. So it's like. And then you repeat that chord progression twice for the verse, and then it moves to the pre-chorus. And the pre-chorus, the first chord you do is a B7 no third. So you put your first finger on the 7th fret of the 4th string, your third finger on the 9th fret of the 6th string, and your pinky on the 9th fret of the 5th string. So it should sound like this. And then you move to a D add 9, which you put your first finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string, your third finger on the 4th fret of the 6th string, and your pinky on the 5th fret of the 5th string. So that should sound like this. And then you move to the G major 7 from the beginning. So you have those 2 new chords, and then you go to the same 3 chords from the verse. So the pre-chorus is like and that's the first half of it. Then for the second half, you go back to the B7 no third here, back to the D add 9, and then back to the G major 7, but instead of going to the D this time, you go to an E7 no third, which is just with your second finger on the 2nd fret of the 6th string, and your third finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. So that should sound like this. So up to this point, and forgive me because I have not warmed up or anything, so my vocals are shit, but it's like, I heard you talk in your sleep, living through dreams I could never repeat. I hate the smile on your face, it hurts that it's something I'll never achieve. You say destiny always seem make-believe, but I know that we're destined to fall. Cause honestly, you deserve everything that I'm not. So yeah, for the pre-chorus, you don't do the picking pattern as many times as the verse. You do it. I think you do it once for each chord. I might be wrong on that. Sorry, but just like listen to the recording of the song and like you'll hear when it's like when you should change it and stuff. Also, if you're like playing along with the song. Okay, but then after the E7, no third, then you move to the chorus, which you begin again with that G major 7 from the verse, from the beginning, this. So it goes from the G major 7 to an A minor 6, no third. So you keep your first finger where it is, but you take your third finger and put it on the 7th fret of the 6th string and your pinky on the 7th fret of the 5th string. So that should sound like this. Then you move back to that B7 no third from the pre-chorus up here. And then back down to that D at 9 as well. And the chorus, you go through this chord progression 3 times, I want to say. So it's like, someday I know you'll come to your senses and leave me alone with all of my questions, etc. So that's, and I think he just like plucks it for the first half, and then I think he might go back into the picking pattern, but for the second chorus he strums. But yeah, so that's the chorus. Those are the chords for the chorus, and then you go back to the verse with the whole those. Then the pre-chorus again happens. Hold up 1 second. I forget if it's... Yeah, 1 second. Okay, for the second pre-chorus, it's just the second half, not the beginning where you go through these 2 chords and then you go to the chords from the verse. It's just like it's like, you say maybe we make our own destiny, but I know that we're destined to break. So yeah, you just do the first, not the first, you do the second half. And then it goes back to the chorus, which you can strum if you would like, which you just... And that strumming pattern is, so it's just, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. So that's the strumming pattern if you want to do that. Or you can pick it, or you can just do like singular plucks. Then you reach the bridge. And the bridge, it starts with a G, where you put your second finger on the 4th fret of the 6th string, and your first finger on the 3rd fret. Wait, no. Your second finger is on the 5th fret of the 6th string, and your first finger is on the 4th fret of the 3rd string. And then with your second finger, you mute the 5th string, so it's like... And this is strumming, so he's like... And then, so that's a G. And then for the next one is a G minor. So you move your first finger back a fret to the 3rd fret. So it's like, or you could use your 3rd finger instead of your 2nd finger for the 6th string. It really doesn't matter. I use both, it depends, but it's like... It's a bit hard to like not hit some of the other strings. But yeah, so it's G to G minor, and then you move to a D, which is at the 11th fret. You have your first finger on the 11th fret of the 3rd string, your 3rd finger on the 12th fret of the 6th string, and again you're muting the 5th, so you can't hear it, and it's like. And then you go down to an E, which is the same shape essentially, just at the 1st fret here. Your 3rd finger on the 2nd fret of the 6th string, muted 5th, open 4th, and your 1st finger, your 1st finger on the 1st fret of 3rd string. So far that's the first half of the bridge. It's like, then you go back, you repeat, and you go to the G, then you go to the G minor, but instead of going up here to the D, you go to a lower D at the 2nd fret with your 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. Again, you're muting the 5th, and your 3rd finger is on the 4th fret of the 6th string, so it should sound like this. Oops. So the second half, and then you go back down to the E. So then it's like, so far it's. And then there's like. Then you go to the E7, which was your 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 6th string, and your 3rd finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. This, and then you go back to the D, which was this, or, the open 6th, 5th fret of the 5th string, and 4th fret of the 4th string. So that's how you lead back to the chorus at the end of the bridge. So it's like, there's a. Oh wait, no, not this D. You go to the other D. Sorry, my bad. From the bridge, the third chord of the bridge, the lower one though. So you go from this to this to the chorus, which is back at this chord. My apologies. I mixed up. There's which D it was, but yeah. So yeah, then you just go back to the chorus, and it ends with like the chords from the chorus. So yeah, that's the entire song. I apologize that this might seem like a bit unorganized. I've never done a tutorial before, so forgive me. In the description, I will link the full cover of this song once I get that recorded, as long as my dog does not interrupt me. And I will also see if I can figure out a way to put the chord charts in the description, because I don't know how to edit videos. So yeah, I'll put the fingerings for each chord with the names next to them, and label them by the verse, pre-chorus, chorus, etc. And then I'll see if there's a way for me to physically draw the chord charts and then somehow link them in the description. I might, I'll just figure that out. If it's not in there, then I'll make a post on my YouTube channel with a picture of each chord chart, like physically drawn. Yeah, thanks for watching. I really hope that this actually was comprehensible. And I hope you all have a great day and amazing summer. Yeah.